In the early 1600s, tulips arrived in Europe from the Ottoman Empire. Exotic, colorful, and rare, they quickly became a status symbol among the wealthy in the Netherlands. By the 1620s, tulips weren't just flowers, they were luxury assets. At first, wealthy merchants and aristocrats collected the rarest bulbs, especially those with streaks and stripes caused by a virus that made them look unique. But by the late 1620s, a market emerged and people began buying and selling tulip bulbs not only for planting but also for speculation. By the early 1630s, speculation exploded. Guild members, artisans, and even farmers began trading bulbs. Contracts called futures became common. Buyers paid a small deposit now for the right to purchase a bulbs at a later date, betting that prices would rise in the meantime. This allowed ordinary people to control tulips far more valuable than their actual wealth. Week by week, month by month, prices climbed. A single Semper Augustus bulb, one of the rarest of all, was worth more than a luxurious canal side house in Amsterdam. Some records show that bulbs were traded dozens of times before they were even planted, with paper contracts changing hands in taverns late into the night. By late 1636, tulips were being traded like stocks. Even modest bulbs soared in price, and people who had never seen a tulip in bloom were rushing to buy contracts. Everyone believed they could sell to someone else at a higher price. Fortunes were being made on paper, and stories of quick riches fueled the frenzy. But in early 1637, everything changed. In the town of Haarlem, an auction failed. Buyers didn't show up. Price had risen so high that there were no new entrants willing to pay. Word spread quickly, and within days, panic set in. Contracts that were worth thousands of guilders suddenly had no buyers. Week by week, the collapse accelerated. People who had borrowed heavily or sold possession to speculate were ruined. Lawsuits flooded the Dutch courts, and as buyers refused to honor contracts made at absurdly high prices. The government tried to intervene, proposing that contracts could be cancelled for a small penalty, but confidence never returned. By spring 1637, the tulip market was dead. Prices had crashed by over 90%. Bulbs that were once traded for the price of a mansion could barely fetch the cost of a loaf of bread. In the aftermath, many ordinary people were left bankrupt. Taverns that had served as trading floors grew quiet, and the Dutch economy suffered a shock. Yet, interestingly, the overall Dutch Republic remained prosperous. Trade, shipping, and finance continued to thrive. Tulip mania had wrecked individuals, but not the entire economy. The episode became legendary. For centuries, it has been retold as the classic cautionary tale of speculation, greed, and bubbles. From Tulip in the 1600s to the dot-com stocks in the 2000s, and even cryptocurrencies today. Tulip mania reminds us that whenever people believe price can only go up, history has a way of proving them wrong.